Alright, here's just a very quick video on catfish noodles. That's my catfish noodle container, which stays in the boat. That's where I put my fish. That's my cutting board. These are noodles. You see these old yellow ones they're pretty much deteriorated. I need to replace them. I have found that yellow is the best color, so I kind of try to keep a consistent color so I can find my noodles. But a lot of people like red, orange, or blue. That's fine. Here's a typical noodle. I will take it over here. This is in its wrapped up and ready to be deployed. See, you hook the hook in right here, trying to keep the string from getting tangled up, so you wind it up there. Last few rounds you leave some space so your hook doesn't snag your line. This is hard to do one-handed. So you unhook it. You see how that hook is rusted up, so that hook needs replacing. You can see approximately the size of hooks. You can go a little smaller than that, that's fine. There's a particular knot that works really well with this twine. So anyway, you leave it wrapped up, you bait it, and then you unwind it, oops, till you get to the weight, but you don't unwind it all the way, just to the weight. You throw it out, controlling the hook and the weight, and then once it goes in the water, it unwinds the rest of the way. I generally start with about roughly 10 feet of twine, no more than that. Anywhere between 5 and 10 feet is a good starting point. A lot of people fish with jugs that only have 2 feet to the hook. So I don't know the length that's the magic length. I know over time you replace hooks and you replace weights and it gets snagged, so you pull and it breaks. And so if you've got a lot of line, you've got plenty of line to work with for attrition purposes. As far as catching fish, I catch fish at 10 feet and I catch fish at 2 feet. So, and everything in between. So I don't know what the magic depth is. I don't fish water that's shallower than 10 feet. Most of the water I fish is between 10 and 25 feet deep. A simple looped knot on this end, cinched up just a little tight, but not too tight. That's a little close to the edge. I think you can come back about this far, about 2 inches from the edge, and that would be fine, but you do want it towards one end. And what that does, 2 things: wind and current affect the jug. So if you tie it in the middle, you won't be able to tell what the jug is doing, because it's going to spin all directions. But if you tie it towards an end, all the jugs, everyone you got out there, is going to line up the same way, based on the wind and currents. And then if you see a jug moving, you'll see one jug is turned this way and going this way, and you know, okay, something's going on with that jug. So that helps. A lot of guys put PVC pipe in the hole here and make these really stout jugs, spending all kind of money per jug. I don't do that. Couldn't be any cheaper, because there's attrition. So why spend a lot of money on a jug when you don't need to? These work beautifully, no problem. Catch 25-pound catfish on these, no problem. Roughly no shorter than about 8 inches is good. This one might be just a fuzz short. I take a noodle, divide it by 8, see how many inches I come up with. Somewhere between 8 and 10 inches is ideal. I like to have consistency, because then all your jugs behave the same way given the conditions. And that way, you see a jug that's behaving differently, you know, maybe something's up with that jug. That's the weights I use because I've got like a million of them, and so I don't mind losing some. And I got plenty of weights to share with you. Go to Walmart and they have this twine. It's in the fishing department called Catfish twine, and it's plenty strong. It's a little thinner than the masonry twine you buy, so it's perfect. Yeah, you see I got weights down here, spares, and I got boxes of these things. That's the type of hook I like the best. That's a 4/0. It's plenty big. You could go one size bigger. You could go a couple of sizes smaller. Judging by other people's jugs, I see a tremendous variety of hook sizes out there. I don't know where I got these little guys. These are stainless steel hooks, which is a good idea. Where'd it go? They'll last longer. It won't rust on you. You shopping for hooks, there'll be a hook called Catfish hooks, and they're circle hooks. I think people use them because they don't get snagged very easily, but I don't think they hook catfish any better. And we don't get that many snags, so I don't worry about it. Here's just a variety pack of hooks. These will rust and they don't last long. So this hook right here is no telling how many years old it is, and that's why it's finally rusted. And I probably put it up with all the jugs were wet, so that's not smart. So anyway, that's a quick primer on jugs.